Hi, welcome back to Math 111, College Algebra. I want to talk with you about Section 1.2 today, and this is going to be about relations. So this is going to continue in laying foundations for what we're going to do this term. And I'm going to go ahead and give you my screen and turn this into a slideshow. There we go. So Section 1.2 in your textbook, relations. Really what we do in college algebra that we don't do in Math 95 and Math 170 is we talk more about mathematical reasoning and the language of math and less about the rules and techniques. So one of the things we need to understand is that mathematics and algebra are all about talking about how one quantity relates to another, i.e. relations. There are many different ways to describe relations. One way to describe relations is using what we call roster notation, which you have an example of right here. This is just a list of points. Now, this list tells us how x's and y's relate. So the y of -1 goes with the x of the y of 1 goes with the x of -2. So this is an xy pair in our relation that is a member of our relation. Similarly, the y of 3 goes with the point of 4. So we have an xy pair of 4, 3 that is a member of our relation. So these relations are always going to relate one quantity to another. They relate an x to a y. In this case, -3, 0 goes with, so -3 of 0 goes with x, or -3y, y of -3 goes with an x value of 0. That is a pair. This is what we call roster description. And this is a graphical description of that roster description. The graph is a picture of the relation in 2 dimensions, because we got an x and we got a y, so we got 2 things. Yep. All right. So we can graph our relations. We can graph this relation, 0, 0, -3, 1, 4, 2, -3, 2. This is a relation, and this is its graph. We can graph the horizontal line segment, x, 3. What this says is that, and we only go between -2 and 4, what this says is that our y coordinate is 3 everywhere, but we've got every x between -2 and 4, inclusive, in our relation. That's what this looks like. We could do a vertical line, so we can look at a vertical line segment, which is what this is. So my vertical line segment says x is 3, but we've got any y that is a real number ever. This says x equals 3 and all the y's. Usually we will write that just as a vertical line that says x equals 3. Remember from Math 95 and probably Math 70 that if you've got an equation that just has an x, that makes, and you draw its graph, it makes a vertical line through that x value right here. We can also talk about the equation y equals -2. And if we want to draw its graph, that's right here. So relations relate an x to a y. We can talk about an algebraic description, which is usually an equation. Or we can talk about a graphical description, which is a picture of the xy pairs that satisfy that algebraic description. So let's look at what would the graph of an equation. Remember that the graph of the equation x equals a is a vertical line going through A on the x-axis. So it's a vertical line. So x equals makes a vertical line because it's got to go through this point A0, and it's not a slanty line because you only have x. The graph of the equation y equals b is a horizontal line because it has to go through the point 0b on the y-axis. And again, you only see one variable, so you know that line does not slant. If you only see one variable in your equation, you know it's either a vertical line or a horizontal line. And if you think about it a little bit, you can figure out which one is which. So let's graph the relation xy for y between 1 and 3. Now you notice, all I know is that my y's have to be between 1 and 3. I know nothing about my x's. We are not going to manufacture something about x. We're just going to realize that what this says is that, okay, my y's are less than 3. The 3 is included. My x's are bigger than 1, and 1 is not included. That's why the dashed line. And this inequality, and the fact that I don't know anything about my x's, means that every x in between and every y in between those two lines is included. So we've really got a shaded region there. Okay? And that's really all we're going to talk about for relations. So this is a really short video. This is a really short section. Do some of this homework. If you have any questions, if something doesn't make sense, please reach out on the class forums, and I will see you soon.